Preying on someone's downfall means feeding on their failure, emotionally, socially, and reputationally. The downfall behaviors, uh, waiting for the scandal, collecting receipts like trophies,
Mm-hmm.
performing outrage for applause, treating someone's humiliation as communal bonding. Judgment can be righteous, but to delight in someone's ruin is not. So, off the top, what do you think about people preying on others' downfall? More recently, we've seen it kind of in social media, in the celebrity world. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
we just watched the 4-part Puff series,
Yes.
and they, 50's not the only producer on there, but he
Getting a
did
lot of yeah,
he
yeah.
did produce it, and it did seem like uh, he had some extra. It wouldn't have got done the way that it was done without Brother 50. It felt
Mm-hmm.
like a 50 Cent production. Now, but nothing to do with just that. Just about people just preying on other folk downfall. What do you think about that in general?
I think too much of it is going on. I think as believers, people who supposed to be separate and Christ-like do too much of it, and I think they forget about what we're supposed to be doing as believers. But I wanted to ask you, do you believe, just kind of to piggyback where you were coming from, do you believe 50 is preying on Puff downfall?
No, not necessarily. But I do believe it was some situations with women involved and kids involved. And once you go to war, then
Yeah.
if we've been at war 20 years, then what now I'm praying on your downfall because I'm winning the war.
That's
Do you
good.
see?
Yeah, yeah.
And so these folk been at war for years. You feel me? Puff had something to say about F and Vodka. 50 had something to say about Ciroc. Man, it's years and years and years
Hmm.
of warring. Got something to do with a woman and a child. I believe 50 Cent child might be involved. I don't know. But I believe that one of 50's baby mamas,
Definitely involved.
yeah, was involved, and they say now Puff is might have been praying because what I mean he dated everybody that Pac dated, everybody that you see what I'm saying. He had to go with you. He want to go with you if you went with somebody who was fly to him. And so, I don't know. I ain't never heard of 50 dating none of Puff's girls. You see?
Right, right.
Yeah. So to answer your question, no, I don't think 50 was necessarily praying on Brother Diddy's downfall, but I think Brother Diddy's downfall was an opportune time with two powerful men in the culture at war to stay at war. I mean, 50, have,
Yeah,
have he
yeah.
ever lit up on Ja Rule? Didn't he buy Ja Rule whole front row out?
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
so to me, this just 50 being 50. So we'll be lifting everybody up in prayer that's
Yes.
involved,
Absolutely.
especially Brother Diddy right now.
And I'm glad you said that because I feel like we lacking that. Like we be so quick, and then when I say we, I'm not talking about just actually you and I. I'm just saying our culture, people are be so quick to jump on the bandwagon of whatever's going on. Why don't we take time to step back and just pray to see what's going on, or to pray for the situation if that's going on, or whatever the case may be? That's why I want, you know what I'm saying? Like, why do the praying on people?
Well, sometimes when a person can feel like I already knew that you was like this.
Mm-hmm.
You see,
That's good.
in my heart of hearts, I always thought that you was like this. I never gave you the benefit of the doubt, and I think You know what I'm saying? That's got something to do with a person praying on your downfall as well, but not necessarily. Just because I always seen this in you, I could have just always been right. You see, I could have just always been right. And then now you done proved that you're a pure deep monster. You see? Like I always thought that you was. You know, like it's some local situation going on here. And immediately judgment was passed. Everybody reposted the situation. And then you say, well, hey, if it was you and your people involved, then yeah, I wanna do something. I wanna get my hands
Okay,
on
so
them.
for
You
me,
know,
when
so
it comes to that type of situation, when you have like that local, I think, and I have, me, I got to speak from, I guess, spiritual standpoint. I think it's so quick to be fleshy and say, yeah, I'm gonna share the post and I'm gonna do this. But what happened to we supposed to be operating like Christ? What happened to walking in the fruit with the fruits of the spirit? Where's the kindness in it? I think that's a situation where you have to show kindness. As sad and as terrible as it is, I still supposed to show kindness. I don't have to love the situation. I don't have to be joyful about it, but I can show kindness. And my form of kindness would be to pray for that person, the situation all involved, and whatever went on.
yeah, we'll be lifting everybody up in prayer in that situation as well. But to me, to broaden the conversation, anytime that somebody go to jail in a local situation, I don't care if you up north, down south, wherever you at,
Right.
out west, wherever you at, when your local social media look timeline, you gonna see folks reposting folks that got locked up, and we're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty, but that's not real. And I mean, but certain things that if you go to jail and blatantly, you had 10 pounds of cocaine on you, then we know you're guilty. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see
Yeah.
what I'm saying? First of all, okay, and so you guilty, and we can see that. Then now you can't be mad at people for passing judgment at this point. You guilty.
But I think there was a situation a while back, it might have even been last year, where a guy got arrested. I think it said some weird like harm to a child or something. It was something weird. It didn't look good on paper. And then you find out the situation was, his baby mama was mad that he took the child from another state to bring, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't no type of pedophile type of stuff, but it looked bad on paper. And see, I think there's cases like that, but you've got so many people who so quick, like you said, to share the post, what he do, harm the child, all this extra stuff, and you don't even know what's going on. When you say that's a type of preying on people?
What, the sharing of the posts?
Repeating or assuming?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
So I gotta be as objective as I can. You know what I'm saying? I know this is a small pod, but I don't expect it to be for long. So, not necessarily. If I could be one to bring awareness. Okay. When certain things happen, people do need to be aware that it happened, and so I could have been coming at it from that aspect or something like that. You see, we know righteous people, and we might even see one of them share something, and we know it ain't because they hating on nobody or want to see somebody downfall. It could just simply be because
Awareness.
yeah, awareness. They want everybody around. Everybody should know this. What's done in the dark come to the light,
That's true. That
and
is
it's
true.
2025. It's a camera everywhere. And if you're doing something in 2025 and it's a camera everywhere, and I mean, if they repost you, then you repost it. What you gonna do? Whoop everybody? You see?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't I think that it can be. Now, definitely, some people, you see people get into it. That's my folks, or this, that, or the third, whatever go on. And yeah, some people could be doing it to be messy, but not necessarily. When it's a listen. So if something happened and let's say the police in the wrong, it was foul play on the police. The entire city gonna reshare that, right? Lock him up, animal. Why not with the?
I get what you're saying.
Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah. And we ain't calling nobody. Nobody ain't looking for their local police officers to be, you know what I'm saying, bad. We want them. I need the police to be sharp and ready to go. And you feel me? If I'm somewhere at a public event, I want the law to be there. So if something happen, I don't get killed.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I just would like the police officers to be the best and the brightest. Honestly, I wish they could just all be members of SEAL Team 6 or something like that. But I know I digress. Anyway, it's just okay. So we're gonna look at it from the lens of the kingdom, right? And so this is where you bring in the fruits of the Spirit and the armor of God. Without the armor, we will call our pettiness principle. And so we say, well, I did it for the principle, what they did was wrong, but I'm still being petty. And so I just kind of want to talk about revenge or like scorning, versus what is the fruits of the Spirit? Like what do that look like?
Well, can we just call them out?
Yeah, let's go ahead with that. Yeah, take your time.
I'm showing, or the fruits of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Depending on which
order? Yeah.
Which version of the Bible? Because sometimes it looks like long suffering, and just depending on which version of the Bible. But it's self-control. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with gentleness and long suffering. And so these are two attributes of the fruits of the Spirit that one should possess if you operating in the kingdom, I would think.
Right.
And so if I'm condemning folk, then whether they're in the wrong or not, you see what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm still doing it, and I wasn't gentle. Did you just say gentle?
Gentle.
And I didn't have long suffering. What you say long suffering mean in 2025?
Self-control.
Self-control. Okay, I didn't have no self-control. See, I think long suffering is better. I think it's it means a lot more than that to me, but it is self-control. 100%, I give it. Yeah. What do you think after you call out the fruits of the Spirit? What do you think about somebody who might not necessarily know that they're praying on somebody's downfall, because that might look different than it did when we was younger in 2026? You see, because in 2026, maybe praying on somebody's downfall might be, something with Snapchat or TikTok, or you see, I don't know, because I ain't their age.
Right.
Yeah. I ain't their age, so I don't know what praying on somebody's downfall look like today.
So for me, when I hear the fruits of the Spirit and what my daily goal is to operate in those, right? So I do what I call temperature checks, or some people might say it be a conviction, So each day is different. So sometimes I might, if I'm coming from a place that's not peaceful, that's not gentle, You know what I'm saying? I need to check myself. And that's what I use as a guideline to check myself. Okay, that wasn't gentle. So maybe this might go into praying on someone. This might go into the messy or whatever the fleshy part of it. You know what I'm saying? So I use the fruits of the spirit as a guideline daily, because some days, some days I'd be like, God exposed to me like, okay, I need to work on self-control a little bit more, or I might need to work on being more joyful or having a little bit more joy. Like, it just depends. That's why I use it as a guideline. So I think if you're a person out here and you just don't know where to start, or don't know that if you're crossing that line, I don't think it's wrong to use the fruits of the spirit as a guideline or as a resource to check yourself, to check your spirit, because we're commanded not only to operate in them, but it's also go hand in hand with holiness, which we're called to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that you mentioned the whole armor of God. Let me just kind of call some of that out, because part of it is the belt of truth, right? So if I'm being truthful, because sometimes I think the problem in today's time, let me just kind of stop there, is that when you state truth and you state facts, it becomes, and because people are so sensitive today, they pick up the defense on it. But I operate, if I know it was truthful, it was not coming from a place to harm you, whatever, I'll leave it there. The rest is on you to figure out, because that's you and yourself that you need to work out. Why are you defensive about the truth?
Nobody likes the belt of truth.
Not even the people that wear it.
And that's bigots. Yeah, no, nobody likes the belt of truth, and that's why I'm not into telling nobody the truth about themselves now. If someone that I love, very, very, very close friend, I don't even got friends, I only got brothers, or family member would come to me and ask me my actual opinion on something, then I may tell that person my true thoughts on that. But other than that, I'm gonna go ahead and keep all my thoughts to myself. The way we moving out here in 2026. Now, I got two statements, and I like both, and we'll talk about them. Accountability without delight, and something we just talked about, truth without cruelty. Now, we'll start with the latter, truth without cruelty. The reason that people don't like truth is because sometimes the truth can come from a spirit of cruelty.
You're right.
Now, you telling the truth, but you doing it to spite me.
It's not a place of love.
It ain't a place of love. You wanted to see me fall. You telling me what I already know about me. That everybody else just seen, and I just got caught up in this situation over here with old girl or whatever, you see.
Right.
And then you want to tell me that I shouldn't have been already. I know I shouldn't have been with old girl. Why are you telling me this truth? Is it for cruelty? Do you see?
Yeah.
And so if you're able to tell the truth to someone, and that's why I just said my prior statement was I would allow someone to come to me and ask me some things opposed to, let me go. You see what I'm saying? Because if I even go just talk to you, even in a gentle way, you could be wondering, why did he even come? Like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't ask for that. And just and you even come to tell me about something about my business, and I didn't ask for it, could come off as cruelty.
That's true.
And so that's why I want to bring up them two statements. And what did you think about truth without cruelty? Be hard to do.
Without being cruel?
You got family, don't you? You got family, don't you?
I do.
You tell truth with cruelty and harshness.
I don't think it'd be cruel. I think if I'm telling truth with the spirit of wanting to help you, wanting to see you do better, wanting to see you be all you can be, if I'm coming from that type of heart, that type of kindness,
Yeah.
that type of love, that's not cruelty. It might be harsh truth, but it's not cruelty from me. My heart and spirit is in the right place, not to harm you.
Now, if I done told MJ the same thing 8 times, it is the ninth time out of just you see what I'm saying?
I don't think it'd be cruel.
I don't know. Well, in my heart, I don't feel like I'm trying to be cruel to
That's
him.
all I'm saying.
In my heart, I don't think I'm trying to be cruel to him. If I text Carol the same text all the time, make sure you tell me if anything going on, Carol.
Right.
I don't think that. Yeah,
That's
it ain't
not
like
cruelty.
that.
But when you have people who tells you stuff and they find a little joy in their heart about it, or they kind of wishing you don't overcome that, or whatever the case may be, I don't know. But you have people out there that don't feel, they feel the opposite of wanting to help. You know, I think that's when it's a bad thing. That's when it's a dangerous game. That's when I kind of want to keep that away from me.
Yeah, you gotta have that discernment
That's it.
with it. But of course, you know, I can't circumcise the foreskin on a man's heart. Meaning that I can't know what's truly on your heart. I hear what you said, and I can have discernment, but I can't like, you know, some people might come off like, did she just get joy out of coming to tell me that I'm this far behind on production today, and you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, I don't know. I don't know.
But see, it's not for you to know them. That's why it kind of goes back to, like you said, you don't know what's on their heart, right? But it kind of goes back to operating in the fruits of the spirit, which is also
I'ma
leading
just be
to
nice.
righteousness. So it's not about what you feeling; it's about what I'm feeling. And long as I'm feeling like I am in obedience, then that's what matters. Because only God, like you said, can weigh the heart or see. So.
All right. It's time for my personal favorite part of the show. Questions. Clever. Okay, Jen. When does I'm just keeping it real become I'm enjoying your pain?
Ooh, I would say when boundaries are being crossed, one thing to keep it real. You want to be honest and like we talked about, truthful with me. But if you're crossing boundaries and constantly invading my privacy and what I didn't even ask you for this opinion, you just want to keep volunteering, then are you getting enjoyment out of this? So yeah.
Okay, that was a great one. That was a great answer. Great answer. Okay, okay, all right, we already did that one. So let's go straight to the internet culture questions. Do you think social media, chime in, guys. Go ahead and chime in on this one right here, and like and subscribe. And it's a new button on the YouTube thing. It's called hype. So if you got the hype button, go ahead and hit that hype button. Do you think social media has trained people to confuse exposure with execution?
Absolutely. I mean, that's all we see. We see that like the internet exposes and then people come right in with executing whatever's going on. They don't even take the time. And that's another reason why I want to talk. You have to take time and remember and to have that self-control to not become with everybody else. But like for me, I know when I see certain situations, I would just take a moment and just pray for these people. You have to remember it's not just about executing them. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not my job to do that.
Well,
Do a temperature check.
okay, let me get more specific because I know you immediately understood what I was saying. So, when your local news station's social media page shares the weekly arrests, are you hanging or slitting someone's throat by sharing that. Now, listen, hear me out. Everybody in your local city has access to the local news station social media page, correct? They're not blocking anybody. You can just go to their page. You don't got to be their friend. None of that, right? So everybody know. Would you say?
I would say so.
Now that if I decide to share this, is this just me trying to bring awareness?
See, I don't know.
I don't know.
Because I'm
don't
not a
know.
person that would share it. I don't think I've shared many. No, I ain't gonna say I
Arrest
think.
joints? I have never shared.
Obviously, I don't even think. I'm just not, and I'm not saying that this is what people are doing because you sharing is tearing them down. I'm not in the business of pulling anyone down. I'm always wanting to uplift, and I don't see how I can be uplifting by sharing your failures.
Wrong is wrong, and if anything ever happens to my immediate circle, my children, anything,
Right.
then I'm tripping out over it. And so, if now I might harbor ill will towards you, and if you did something, if you transgressed against me and my family members, you see, and I might share the local news station you just got locked up post. I ain't really thinking about me. I'm thinking about maybe a lady or something like that. You know.
I see. I don't know because I'm gonna try.
And then don't we want to see justice served?
But don't. Yeah, we do.
Okay,
And don't get me wrong. I've
just
been caught up in
I have to be
sharing stuff
objective.
I probably shouldn't have. But I know where I'm at now. I'm just not into. I don't know why people do that. Maybe it is for awareness, whatever. I'm just not into it. It feels too much like I'm preying on you or I'm wishing harm. Like, no, I feel like I am obligated to. Maybe I'm going to discuss it with you. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to pray for you and keep it pushing.
Now, in the case of people sharing their own downfall on social media, we in the social media questions. So people sharing their own downfall and or shortcomings on social media, should I kick them by sharing it as well? I mean, they literally just, should I kick them by also, look, should I also kick them by commenting on it and saying, man, yeah, you right, I don't like that, I don't like them either, even though you could be, you see, you could be talking about anything. You feel me?
I mean, am I kicking them because I shared it?
Probably so.
You exposed yourself, and I shared what you exposed.
Yeah. Well, now let's add in the kingdom, okay, and let's add in love, patience, kindness, long suffering,
self-control.
No, that is long suffering.
Oh, my bad.
I mean, it's a lot
Peace,
going on. Patient, yep. You see, and then once we add in all that, then you say, maybe I just kicked them.
I don't know. I know that might expose an area I need to work. Because, I mean, I don't know if that's kicking them. Is it?
I'm trying to be objective as I
They kicked themselves. They exposed themselves.
They did expose themselves.
Then you say that that's an art of war? Like, I'm supposed to know your weaknesses? I mean, if you're an enemy, but if they're not an enemy and I take this information, for one, I'm going to believe what people show me who they are. So that's knowledge for me. That helps me with my discernment when I come around from what you have shown me who you are. So I'm going to take that for me. And then if I share it, I don't know. I don't know if that's good or bad, but if it's not, then that's something I just need to work on because I might share what you shared about yourself. Maybe somebody else needs to know. I don't know. I mean, am I wrong or right for that? I don't know because I got to work on, that might be.
Maybe somebody else need to know. Maybe I know my homegirl ain't friends with you because she got you blocked, and then I'm gonna share it, and then she my friend, she can see what you see what I'm saying, and I know what I'm doing
'cause
consciously.
people do that.
Well, I'm talking about the era we live in
Yeah,
now.
'cause that's what we
it's
do.
so many little bit of nuances to you being evil.
But I think that still goes back to the true intentions of the spirit.
I can't judge that.
I can't judge that. I can
your true
only
intentions
judge.
of-
I can
I
only
can't
judge.
judge
But
that.
I'm not saying judge the other person. I'm saying judge your own. If you share something and you're sharing it for whatever reason, they're blocked, whatever. What is your true intentions behind it? Is it to be knowledgeable? Like if it's not operating in those fruits of the spirit, then why share it? So it's like not for you to judge other people, but it's you to check yourself. And if you feel like I'm being messy or I'm being evil or I just want them to see they falling off or wherever the case may be, wherever that looks like, then you just need to check yourself. But if you feel like you sharing in good intent, then I'm not the person to judge that. You have to judge and do a temperature check yourself.
Is the internet raising a generation that teaches them to treat empathy as a weakness?
Yes, I think so.
Can you speak on that?
I think when you see, and it kind of goes back to another pod that we did where we talk about, the community is not teaching, they're not teaching the younger generation respect and stuff like that. That goes hand in hand with, they're not going to be able to recognize when to get empathy and stuff. You got people who say stuff because a person died. We sat here and watched it months ago. I forgot the guy's name. He died and people was like, yay, good for him. He was racist anyway and all this evil. And I'm like,
Charlie Kirk.
that's him. And I thought, I don't care how bad a person may be. I don't care what wrong they do. You don't have that type of, that ain't never okay to say he deserved that or no. No, I don't feel like that about my worst enemy. And I think because the internet is in play, that's why we lack that sympathy. We lack that empathy because everybody got opinion. Everybody got something to say. Everybody want to be seen. Even when they ain't got nothing to say and they looking a hot mess and they are operating in foolishness.
That was a wonderful example when you brought up Brother Kirk, and may he, rest in peace, and we'll be lifting up his family up in prayer. We're not leaning to the right or the left, but we're going down the narrow way, and so we're just doing the things that's right to do. And that was a sensitive topic right there, and I just don't even want to keep broaching it. Mm-hmm. Moving forward, the spiritual mirror. Looking in the spiritual mirror. This a tough one. And we just talked about it a little bit, but it's a tough one now, How do you discern correction from condemnation in your own heart? How do you do that? So we can't worry about nobody else.
Ooh, okay. I would say for me, the conviction, I don't live in the condemnation because I know I'm set free through God. I think how you would separate it.
No, you condemn between you. No. I apologize. It's correct. You're correcting something or someone specifically without condemning them. Oh. See, it's a thin line between correcting and condemning. You see what I'm saying? Do you
I
see
think
what I'm
condemn
saying?
would be more with judging or looking like they're less than.
Yeah, condemnation.
Yeah, and you, who are you, man, whoever the person is, to judge me? You know what I'm saying? But when it comes with correction, I think correction is always goes hand in hand with conviction. Like a part of you already knew. So when you hear that correction, you're able to receive it. You know what I'm saying? Because you're open, and it kind of still goes to relationship.
I'm not mad at that one word you kept using, conviction. But once I hear the word conviction, then I remember that immediately it's not my job to bring about conviction to you.
That part.
And so I answered that question myself with conviction. That's how I'm going to know the line between condemning and correcting. Because if I'm just correcting them, then no conviction. I should not be convicting them. Okay? Convict, inmate, locked up. I should not be locking them into a situation or into a mental, state. You see what I'm saying? I should not be convicting them at all. That's God's job. I should be correcting them. No, they said that the rule was this, and you did that, which was wrong, and you should try to fix it, and then let's color within the lines, Billy. Do you see? That's correcting, and I'm not convicting little Billy. Telling little Billy, oh man, you gonna go to timeout if you color outside the lines again.
Yeah.
See, that's conviction. I ain't finna convict little Billy.
I just think they kind of conviction, like you said, comes from God, right? And
But you brought up the word.
Yeah, I'm saying
I didn't bring the word up.
so. Conviction comes from God, but if I'm getting correction and I'm convicted in my heart, then that is from God. He's letting me know, and vice versa. I can have already a conviction where I knew better, and then when I hear the correction, it goes hand in hand. I'm about to bring forth a change because I know that's from God. But I think where the issue comes from is when you are going to tell me when I should be convicted, what I should do not to be. Like, no, you can't do that. That's not your job. Yeah, that's not your job to do. You can't tell me what's going to happen, what's going to do. What you can do is, like you said, show the mirror.
Correction is good.
Yes.
But see, I keep, you said it again, the mirror, correction ain't the mirror. The mirror is conviction. I just can't put up no mirror. Now, in our relationship, I pull a mirror and
yeah, but
here, baby, here go the mirror.
But even if you show in the mirror, I can only be convicted for what God is convicting me from, not with you. You know,
right.
And I think that's where the issue lies. I think sometimes it's a little confused because people want to try to tell you. It just kind of goes deep. You need to have a personal relationship with God. Let God speak to your heart, and that way you don't pick up the offense if they are. I mean, people just have to. I don't know. You just have to try to live right, live in holiness. Me personally, I'm going to try to operate every day in the fruits of the Spirit, and the areas that I need to work on, God shows me and I work more towards it.
Now, we're going to go ahead and ask a question, and we don't, I don't know what this, we ain't talking about this off camera, and I don't know what your answer is, and we don't want to talk about anything specific. Please, my God. Have you ever caught yourself feeling a quiet satisfaction? Have you ever caught yourself feeling a quiet satisfaction when an arrogant person finally failed?
That's awful.
That is awful.
That's sickening.
First of all, thank you. That is very sickening.
I don't care my worst enemy fails. May I never feel any type of joy to see somebody downfall.
I always wanted my worst enemy to be balling, because what would I be if my worst enemy ain't the man too? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I mean, whether they got, I don't know as far as the enemy, I want you to ball or whatever. I don't really care what you got going on, right. But I am not going to rejoice, smile, or have any type of joy to see you fall. That's what I do know. And I think anybody that do or have, because we're human, you just need to do a temperature check. I keep talking about temperature check, that's why I call it, but you just need to do a self-evaluation and fix that, because that's not right. You should not be rejoicing over somebody else's shortcomings.
I agree. I'm going to go ahead and go straight to the, kind of what's been popping outside here lately, Diddy. So many people seem to just be so happy that the arrogant guy fell. Well, I guess he came off arrogant to a lot of people or whatever. They just tried to show him saying that he was around 150 people and that he needed to bathe. I thought he needed to bathe too.
I mean,
If I'm around 30 people, I want to take a bath. As soon as I get home from work, I take a
Exactly.
bath. And then I if I go somewhere and I'll be around a bunch of people, I want to take a bath. And I'm just me. I don't mean it like I don't mean it like I'm crucified with Christ. Nevertheless, I live yet not I, but Christ liveth through me. But I'm saying I ain't got the 500 billion yet. It's on the way. But I ain't got the billions yet, and I still want to take a bath. I'm wrong for this? I ain't on Puff's side at all. Okay, if he did what they say he did, he's wrong. That's what they say that the law say he's wrong. The new law say he's wrong. Okay, say obey the law, the law of the land. So the new law say did it wrong. If did it wrong, and I'm not on Diddy's side, but I'm just saying that I like to take baths after I be around a bunch of people.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I do too. I only like being around a bunch of people. I don't really care to go to Walmart because I feel like too many people in there and stuff. So I get that part of it. I just think when it comes to the Diddy situation, for me, it appeared to be the spirit of pride and greedy growing through the years in him, which may came or birth being arrogant, right? My thing is, if that is true, I don't know. This is just what I think. It's not my job to deal with that. It's not my job to figure it if I'm right or wrong. It's not my job to do any of that. And yes, the documentary looks terrible. It looked bad, but I wasn't there. I don't know. I didn't go to a party. All I know is I wish him well. It's not my job to feed into that. But for me, because I feel like I saw greed and pride, if that's what it looks like, I know what I don't want to be moving forward. I don't want to look like that. I don't want to, be arrogant to that extent to where people preying on my downfall.
Yeah. I was at my grandmother's, Mother Levada Strong, and I was having a conversation with her, and I was learning some more things. I thought I was on it. And I said, Mother, what about this? And she told me, son, it's not your job to pick the tares from the wheat.
That's good. Good wisdom.
And so I can't, what looked like wheat might be a tare.
Right.
But in the same token, what could look like a tare could clearly be wheat.
That's true.
And so I don't know what's going on. And I'm gonna stay out of it.
And it's not my job to
And it's not my job to. And so since it ain't my job, when I see the guy that everybody's saying arrogant fall, I pray for him.
I not only pray for him, I try to learn from him. Because if my
I'm
eyes
definitely
see,
learning from
what I would say the spirit of being arrogant, prideful, greedy, and some other stuff, that I think I saw. I just know I don't want no parts of that. I don't want to be like that. So if I find myself feeling or whatever too above or that may I not ever get to that place. So I try to learn from it. I pray for him, and move forward.
Yeah.
I don't think he deserved what Cassie. I think Cassie did the most. I just want to say that.
Yeah. I already know. Okay. What do you have in closing on people praying on your downfall? And I mean that is definitely a double entendre when I say praying. I mean PREY and I mean PRAY. Okay, so there's at least a double entendre, And so, what do you have any closing thoughts on people literally and actually hunting and kneeling down praying? Because some people do a whole seance on you, okay, on your downfall. What do you think about it? Any
I
closing
say, if I my closing words would be, stay in prayer. Stay in prayer to cover yourself. Stay in prayer to be close with God so he can protect you, guide you, and, guide your steps, order your steps. Stay in prayer. And as believers, stop being so quick to fall into the category of praying on people, because that looks different in different areas. You might not even think that you are, but if you're not operating with the full armor of God and you're not operating in the fruits of the Spirit, even if you fall short, if you're not trying to operate in that and you're doing other stuff that looks like mess, drama, evilness, bickering, whatever the case may be that's opposite from that, then you need to do a self-evaluation, get back on track, and make sure that you're trying to represent Christ. If you're not a believer, get to know him. You can't go wrong. That's all I got to say.
I have in closing, downfall culture is the modern Colosseum. We pretend it's justice, but too often it's just bloodthirst with better vocabulary. We don't merely want truth, we want theater. Boy, theater, that's a whole...
That's so true.
We do not merely want accountability, we want humiliation. And that is the confession of an age that has grown bored with mercy. If I require your collapse to feel morally alive, then I'm not standing on righteousness, I'm standing on your neck. The believer in Jesus Christ must not be so fragile in identity that a person's failure becomes a source of nourishment. We are commanded to be sober, governed, and clean of heart, not gleeful and spectators of ruin. So yeah, correct what's wrong, expose what's dangerous, protect who must be protected.
That's good.
And so if somebody feel like they need to share something to protect who need to be protected, share it, expose it. But don't let your soul become the sort of place where someone else's downfall feels like your dessert. And that's major.
That's major.